You're listening to Stories to Create with your host, Cornell Bunting. Author, motivational speaker, and founder of Arias each episode. Cornell sits down with inspiring voices to uncover the stories that shape who we are and who we're becoming. Get ready to listen, learn, and be inspired. The show starts now.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Stories to Create podcast right here at EOS Club. I'm your host, Cornell Bunting. Excited morning. It's a beautiful thing when I told you guys, right? We're on the hunt for some sponsors for the show. And listen, people, we have one sponsor so far that's going to be covering the show. I know a lot of you guys going to be flooding in for season 8, but this is a beautiful thing. So you guys will get to know him a little bit, get to hear him also. But yes, for you guys that are seeing him right now, he's going to be one of our show first sponsors. So I'm so excited about that. So listen, on the show today, our guests have over 27 years of legal experience as a lawyer in Southwest Florida. This man speaks both English and Spanish fluently. I'm just saying. He has placed an emphasis on providing primarily civil litigation and criminal defense. Also, practicing areas of workers' compensation, personal injury, employment law, criminal law, social security disability. He has received, when I tell you guys, this is a beautiful thing. He has a doctorate degree from the State University of New York at Buffalo. He also holds a Bachelor of Art from Hamilton College. This is beautiful. That's in Clinton, New York.
Yeah.
I love that. Also, he have attended the International Institute in Madrid, Spain. Yo. Also, he has been recently recognized as Southwest Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Businessman of the Year. He is also running for election to the U.S. House to represent Florida's 19th congressional district. Everyone, without further ado, help me welcome to the show Mr. Victor Arias, Esquire.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning. This is so cool, man. A whole lot going on right there.
Yeah. Yes.
You,
but you know, we gotta build up to that point.
we got to build up to that.
There's challenges before those points.
This is true. This is very true, and you guys get to hear quite a bit of that today. So one of the things we do when we treat our guests, is a tale, and so we want you to take it back to where you were born, where you grew up.
Okay. Well, I was born in the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
In this little town called Guajuin.
Right?
Okay. And it's in the area called La Línea.
Okay.
La Línea is the line in English.
Okay.
So I was born in the line between the Dominican Republic and Haiti.
Come on.
So, and that place still doesn't have electricity and running water.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So when a person asked me, where were you born? I said, I was born far from a hospital because we couldn't get to the hospital or there was no hospital in town.
You guys knew poverty to the fullest.
But it's a blessing, though.
It is a blessing. This is true. Yes.
What poverty is just a word.
This is true.
When you live it, it's something completely different.
You know what? You're right. You are right, because you get so content with what you got going on. It's beautiful.
Right.
I love that.
If you're chasing after goats, or if you have a spoke of a wheel that's left since you don't have a bicycle, you find a spoke and you take a stick and you run with it. That's just joy. This
is true. This is true. Man. So how long were you there until your parents decided to move to America?
8 years.
Okay.
My mother came first.
Okay.
And she came to New York.
Okay.
And then my father came after that. And then at that time we were 5 kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she was, she was the leader of the home.
Okay.
She was always there.
Okay.
And we came to New York. And we lived in a tenement.
Yeah.
It was cool until it burned. Then it burned. Then we got into the projects.
Man. Oh, man.
We got into the projects.
Yeah.
And because there were 5 of us in a 2-bedroom,
Yeah.
we went to 8 of us in a 4-bedroom in the projects.
Okay. Okay.
And what's incredible is this if you remember George Jefferson.
Yeah.
We're moving on up.
Yes.
So in our mind, you go from a tenement to the projects. You're moving on up. So
Making moves. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that was incredible. And
Wow.
my mother didn't speak a lick of English.
No.
Except for bad words, and you know how that is. Those are the first things that you pick up.
Right.
And then my father was, he was in and out of the house.
Okay.
And it's I'm just so blessed.
That's beautiful. So it sounds like mom was a disciplinarian.
Oh man, she ruled with an iron fist. Good thing there was, DCF around.
Right.
So, this is too much.
Wow.
But that was how we were raised.
Man, so you have 4 siblings in the house with you.
Right.
What was that like going to school?
Man. Since I was the next to last at that time,
Okay.
my oldest brother was always a great role model.
Okay.
And he was always protective.
Yeah.
And my oldest sister was a great role model, and she was also very protective.
Beautiful.
And my older brother, he was a lifeguard, a swimmer.
Oh, okay.
So this guy was like, Adonis. Everyone's like, women would jump in the pool, say, save me, so they can,
He's that guy.
Yeah, and back then you had Speedos.
Right.
So it's like, But, he was a phenomenal.
That's beautiful, man.
Example.
That's beautiful. So you had a great relationship with the siblings.
Oh, yeah.
At what point, before we even jump into the career world, because you have dabbled in a little bit, at what point did you wanted to leave New York to Florida?
Oh, that's okay. First, I was going to a Joan of Arc Junior High School.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And of course, every school has their own knuckleheads.
Yes.
So something happened where I got into a fight.
Oh.
And then other people jumped in. So they said, hey, for your own protection, let's send you to another school.
Oh.
So they sent me to another school. And in that school, they connected me with an organization called the Dome Project.
Okay.
And this organization would help students like myself, in a sense, that needed to have more one-on-one, more focus on education.
Mm-hmm.
And once I got involved with the Dome, and I also was a pretty good athlete. I'm going to say I was a pretty good athlete.
Okay.
My friends would say, no, you were just okay, bro. Don't soup yourself up.
Yeah.
So then I got into the Dome, and the executive director was this guy named John Simon.
Okay.
Superman.
Yeah.
Super great human being.
Yeah.
Okay. And he said, hey, look, he had a basketball team. I was part of that basketball team. He says, look, let's go up to New Hampshire. Let's go to Massachusetts.
Right.
I have some connections where they're prep schools.
Yeah.
So I went up there. We went up there. There were a few of us. And then he basically dropped us off.
Okay.
And then we got these two-year scholarships to go to prep school, private school,
nice.
where you had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you had a roof over your head.
Come on.
Which is phenomenal.
Wow.
And I was maybe one of 5 black kids, black and Hispanic students at that school.
Okay.
And you had 300 students, and you had basically 7 or 8 of us from outside of that area. And we're talking about kids that were very wealthy.
Okay.
His parents were very wealthy.
Okay.
So that's when that process, that educational development started.
Okay.
When I went to this prep school. And I'm not going to say brag and say, oh, I'm a brilliant dude, I'm a brilliant guy.
Right.
No, man, I'm just a humble person, and I'm very, very blessed because God has been great.
Yes.
And then, after that, I got into Hamilton. Then after Hamilton, went back to New York City for a year or so.
Right.
Worked for Housing Preservation Development in the Bronx, because during that time period, there's a lot of drug infestation. There was a lot of buildings being burned.
Right.
So we would inspect those places, and unfortunately, we would see a lot of people OD'd and bodies in there during that time period. So then after that, I got into Buffalo Law School. scholarship, and I worked. And then after Buffalo, or actually during Buffalo, they had a symposium for legal services symposium at NYU. So I went from Buffalo, New York, freezing, to NYU.
Yeah.
And the only opening that they had was with an organization called Florida Rule Legal Services.
Oh,
So
I see. Okay.
I just sat down with this guy.
Yeah.
We just hit it off, had a good time.
Yeah.
And then I went back to Buffalo. And then they called me and says, hey, listen, would you like to come down and interview?
Yeah.
In Florida, in Tampa.
Right.
I said, oh, cool, in Bartow, Florida. I said, oh, fantastic, you know?
Yeah.
And they said they'll cover the trip.
Okay.
That's it's a blessing in itself.
Come on.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Wow.
You know? So then interviewed, things went well, went back to Buffalo. They called me about a month or two because I had forgotten about it, a month or two after that.
Yeah.
Then they said, hey, listen, why don't you come back down? We have another location, and so you can go ahead and check it out.
Right.
So I came down, and this time they put me on the beach, on a hotel on the beach.
Oh.
I said, this is heaven. This doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, we locked in now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They put me on the hotel on the beach in Fort Pierce, Florida.
Okay.
And then they offered me a job, and I came down from after I graduated from Buffalo.
Yeah.
Had a Datsun.
Yeah.
Datsun white car, and came down here. And when it got there, it just collapsed. That was it.
The Datsun was done. It was like, listen, you run me for over 20 hours. I mean, that's a lot of driving right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Thank God we made it, man.
What was it like, though? So all of that unfolds. So take us to Madrid for a little bit.
Oh, okay. So while I was at Hamilton College, right, I was taking Spanish.
Okay.
Because it was a joke in my family that I didn't know how to speak Spanish.
Oh, wow.
So with my mother, with my brothers and sisters, they said, yo, you're the worst Spanish speaker in the house.
Yeah.
So I applied for an abroad program.
Okay.
At Hamilton College, and then I got this scholarship to go to Madrid and study for about 7 months.
Come on.
And then what happened when I got there, I got a job.
Yeah.
And then I worked.
Yeah.
And paid for the extra things.
Right.
And then also at that time, because again, at that time I still had a Dominican passport, which was red.
Yeah.
And what did I know about visa?
Right.
And going to get visas from one embassy to the other.
Right.
So all my friends who were from Hamilton College were Americans, and I didn't know about visas and all of that.
Right.
So we're going to travel. They said, Victor, let's go and travel to Portugal. Let's go to France and all that, because in Europe, everything is close and everything has there's transportation connecting everything.
Yes.
From car to train to plane.
Right.
Okay. And everything is there.
Yes.
And just about every country speaks a different language for the most part.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just about in all the countries, for the most part, you drive on the left-hand side.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I don't know why Italy drives on the right-hand side like Americans, right? Yeah. And then you just get confused.
Right.
So I got an opportunity to basically travel after studying, okay, for that semester, that transition semester.
Okay.
To travel to Portugal, to Spain. I think I went to London, and it was just phenomenal experience.
That's amazing, man. You was living it up in them times, man. Just doing it.
Again, I'm just very blessed.
I love it, man. And then Florida just came and just kind of put the icing on the whole thing.
Well, hey, but every chance, every opportunity, there's a challenge.
Right. Right.
And basically all you can do is pray and hope to God that everything that is in front of you, something that God wants you to do.
Right. So, speaking on that, you got to Fort Pierce. What was that like for you? Like, what was the environment? Was it diverse enough for you?
It was different.
Okay.
Coming from New York City.
Yeah.
And when I say different, you think of the South.
Right.
You think of the differences, and you think of history.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have this thing that we have in imagination, right? Our imagination here is different than our imagination in New York City.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
Because here you have history, as in the boycotts are in the South.
Right,
Now,
right.
You saw that in New York, but in a different way.
In a different way, yes.
Right, in a different capacity. And also there, because you have public transportation,
right.
It's very difficult to avoid each other.
Yes, this is
because
true.
when you're down in New York City, on any street in New York City, and the subway, we're all in there, packed in together, black, white, Hispanic, homeless, you name it.
Yes.
Everyone is there.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
Where here, it's not as compact.
Mm-hmm.
So you can avoid, in a sense, talking to each other.
Right.
Because there's a lot more space.
Yeah.
In New York is a lot more crowded.
Right. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was one thing. And it because legal services, part of it was landlord tenants, trying to help people, tenants not to be evicted and thrown out in the streets.
Right.
And also working agriculture, representing agriculture workers.
Yes.
So that's not something that you do, at least I didn't see that in New York City as much.
Right. So you started criminal later.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Every young person carries a story of hope, of struggle, of dreams waiting to rise. But in too many underserved communities, those stories go unheard.
At ease, Inc. Everyone has a story. We believe every voice deserves a chance through mentorship, empowering programs, and storytelling workshops. We help youth discover their purpose, strengthen their mindset, and build a future they can be proud of.
From classrooms in Jamaica to communities across Southwest Florida.
ES is changing lives,
One story at a time.
but we can't do it alone. Join us, become a mentor, volunteer, donate, help us fuel the next generation of leaders, creators, and change makers.
Visit ahas.org today. Because when you help a young person share their story, you help them change their world.
Yeah, criminal was later when I opened up my own practice.
Okay.
But again, let's just continue with the blessings, right?
Yes.
So in Fort Pierce, right? I was looking for a church,
Right.
and then I became a member of this church, and I also got a job too, working because I could only do legal services for reasons I don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
For about a year and a half to two.
Okay.
So then I started working for the school district of St. Lucie County. The school district, they had a new superintendent.
Yeah.
And then I settled into a church.
Yes.
Right. And on a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
This beautiful young lady shows up. Right.
We getting in trouble now.
Oh man. And we were, we were a hugging church because we wish each other a great week, and we hug each other.
Yeah.
So my future wife showed up.
Yeah.
And I said, I went up to hug her, and she said, "I don't know you." you know how it is. so then I found out some things. And I had worked with her father, and I had worked with her mother in that church.
Oh, okay.
So it was her church before it became my church. So she just showed up on a Sunday, and then
You just said, "This my wife."
God said, "This is my wife." Right? That's how it went.
Yeah.
And I got the thumbs up from her father.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
After
So
that, man.
You was in before she even knew you was in.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Because
That's awesome.
That's how I believe that's how God works.
Oh, that's definitely, man. Definitely that is how God works.
So now we've been married 32 years.
Wow. Amazing.
And we have 2 kids.
Yeah.
And again, man.
That's
God's
beautiful.
great.
Hey, man, listen, that is beautiful right there. And I got to say, man, for a lot of individual that's, in the work world, that's doing a whole lot, that feel sometimes that they don't have enough time to dive into the church or do the church.
Right.
You can tell them it's possible.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just possible.
Right.
it's a motivation. It's an inspiration.
Yeah.
Because we all need someone else to look up to.
Yes.
And
Yes.
And he or she is always there.
Always.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But we just have to make that connection
Right.
and realize that we're in his image.
Yeah.
Right. We're all human beings.
Yes.
And we're here to help each other and serve each other.
Come on, man. You guys hearing this right now? And I know a lot of you guys be like, yo, we never gonna hear no attorneys talk like that.
Oh, please,
come on, man.
I
That was beautiful right there. For a lot of people that never necessarily understood, like, you know, the difference with, because that's further, well, that's more, what's that, more west-south or east-south?
Fort Pierce?
Yeah.
Is directly east.
Directly east.
East, right, north, Palm Beach.
Right.
North of Stewart.
Right. So, because for me, everything down that side I call south. But I know you still got to go back up 95.
Exactly, 95.
Yeah,
Right,
so, okay.
right.
So directly east.
Right.
From Southwest Florida.
Right.
Man, so the family started over there.
The family started, well, if my wife and I and her family started over there.
Over there, yes,
right.
yes.
And then after a few years, the school district here had an opening and someone asked me to apply.
Okay.
And I didn't know anything about Lee County.
Okay.
So someone asked me to apply, and then I applied, and I interviewed with a few people.
Yes.
And then they said, hey, would you like the position? And they, offered a very good contract.
Beautiful.
And then that's what brought me here.
Oh, nice. That is wonderful.
And also during that time period, there, the busing issue was a major issue in 1999.
Right.
And there was the desegregation decree.
Yes.
So it was they were going through their challenges also. Lee County.
I'm glad you touched that, because a lot of people now are trying to understand what really happened back then. And I know that's a heavy topic in some areas or way, but, coming to Lee County, learning about the railroad and, what that was and the scars that was put on those individuals on that side of the tracks. What was that like to see that, and just even, meeting some of those individuals? How was they functioning?
Well, first, I think it was somewhat similar in Fort Pierce also.
Okay.
Because remember that the railroad tracks were the dividing line between the races.
Right.
So here you still had, the railroad tracks were still dividing the races.
Right.
And technically you still have it going on. Because, but also, you also got to remember too, that in most societies, that's the situation.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
You have those that have and those that don't have.
That don't have, right,
okay?
right.
So you can divide it into color, you can divide it into socioeconomics.
Right. Right.
But there's still that division.
Right.
Even in New York City, when you're on the train and everyone will pile together.
Right.
Once you get off, if you get off at Fifth Avenue, you know that those are well-to-do and people have more.
Yes.
And when you get off in Harlem,
right,
you know that,
right.
we have less.
Yes, yeah. Definitely. I get that. For a lot of people, it's hopeful that a lot of that behavior, a lot of what that was, we would have already passed that. But as you said, we kind of still dealing with it.
Yeah, we're dealing with it. We're dealing with it.
You feel,
but the great thing, I think, is that there are a lot more good people that want to help than there are people that just want to take.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay?
Yeah.
There's a lot more humanity, okay, than there are those that want, despair.
Right. And so there's hope.
Oh, absolutely. There's always hope. Just the fact that we woke up this morning.
This is true.
There's hope.
This is true.
There's hope. And if your goal is to just help that one person, whoever it is at that time, because every day you're confronted with a challenge to help someone else.
Yes. What you just said is so big. And for you guys, I hope you guys grab that right there. Once you wake up, there's hope.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
Come on, man. I'm totally in agreeing with that, man. And I got to say, because you never know how bad you is until you see someone else's situation.
Yes, and that's what you say, right? You said, well, it could be worse, right? Or it could be better.
This is true.
So you thank God for what you have.
Yeah.
And go on forward.
I love that, man. So now in Southwest Florida, when did you decide you wanted to just go back and open my own firm and all that stuff? Did you go with another firm first before you opened back your firm, or?
I did.
Okay.
I did go and open. I went with another firm.
Okay.
For, again, another short time.
Okay.
And then a friend was closing down his practice, and I purchased a practice.
Okay.
In Cape Coral, Florida.
Nice.
And I've been there in that, not in the same office.
Right.
I got a larger office, but in the same location, the same strip, basically.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, so it's been there for 20 plus, 25, 26 years.
That's it. That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Out of all the different entities that you have that falls under your law firm, which one you would say is the most challenging one? That bring you the most challenge?
Well, it has to be criminal. Okay. And reason being is that, of course, a person can lose their freedom,
right,
and be stuck in a jail or prison.
Yeah.
So that's always the most challenging.
Right.
And I'm trying to reduce stress.
Yes, I like that.
Because I help when I take on a client and the client takes me on.
Right.
We develop a relationship.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when he's in pain, he or she is in pain.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with the pain also.
Right.
So that would be the toughest.
I like that, man. Some people get a little confused, and I know, questions have been thrown out there, and I'm sure you've probably heard this. When someone have committed a crime, they are not denying that they committed a crime. Why get an attorney?
Because, well, first, the laws gives everyone the right to have an attorney.
Right.
Okay. And they also say that if you don't have an attorney, you'll have a fool representing you. And if you represent yourself, you're a fool.
Right.
Because in that aspect, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You get a whole lot of emotion.
Right.
And when you talk about the law, there shouldn't be a whole lot of emotion.
Right.
There's emotion from the individual that's being charged.
Right.
Okay. But from the attorney, there shouldn't be the emotion because you're representing that person.
Right.
To get the best outcome.
Okay. Yeah.
That you can for the person.
Right.
Because if that person goes there by themselves, then the judge is going to just look, for the most part. Okay. The judge is going to be, follow the law.
Right.
But if you're not prepared to defend yourself, then the judge is limited to what he sees and hears, for the most part, from the state.
I see.
From the prosecutor's office.
I see.
So having an attorney is the wisest thing that you can have.
Yes.
Having, if you could, a private attorney who cares,
right,
is a good thing.
Yes.
Because, having a public attorney is a good thing also, but they have so many cases.
Yes.
That they're overwhelmed with so many cases.
Right.
So if you have so many cases, you can only put so many minutes on a case.
Yeah.
And it becomes more difficult.
Yeah, I get that.
So that's how the criminal justice system works in that sense.
Right.
So that's why it's very important to get an experienced attorney.
Yeah.
If you can.
And as we were talking earlier on the spiritual aspect, with God and all that stuff, it touches on a part in the Bible where it says sin strengthens the law, isn't it?
Yeah, it does, right? It unfortunately, it's economics too.
Yeah.
Because the system has to be paid.
Right.
And those are our tax dollars that are paying for the prosecutor, that are paying for the public defender, and they're paying for the judge, that are paying for that building that's there, that are paying for the bailiffs, that are paying for the clerks.
Yeah.
This is the best system that we have in society.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I totally can understand what that looked like. And but with that being said, which one would you say you enjoyed doing most out of the areas that you address?
It usually, okay, look at it this way, right? And this is an example just yesterday.
Yeah.
So I have a client. she says, thank God for this check. And it came out right on time because otherwise me and my 4 kids were going to be homeless.
Right.
I'm like, oh, wow.
Wow.
And then we started talking about, and this was from a PI case.
Yeah,
got rear-ended.
Yeah.
And I was talking about, so how the kids doing? She says, well, my son is not, he's looking for a job. I said, well, and my daughter's is graduated. She's
Right.
graduated. She doesn't know where to go. I said, look, why don't you make an appointment, bring your kids here. Let me talk to them.
Yeah.
And I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Because I think, if you don't lead or provide information to people,
Right.
okay, they don't really know,
That is true.
where to go
Right.
and who to talk to.
Yeah.
And just like the judicial system, the court system is overloaded. The
Yes.
school district is overloaded.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a guidance counselor for every 100 or 200 kids,
Right.
that's impossible
Oh yeah.
to provide the services that those kids need.
Definitely.
So I sit down with just about all of my clients' kids.
That's awesome.
Okay, and some have invited me to their graduations.
Beautiful.
And I attend. I mean, I think we're here.
Yeah.
Okay, to inspire, to help others.
I love that, man. I love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a good, it's a blessing.
It's a beautiful thing, man. I like that. What kind of music you like growing up?
Man, okay, merengue.
Okay.
Okay, it was number 1.
Yeah.
And then Motown,
Okay. Okay.
then disco.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. So you follow most of the Motown musicians.
Oh, it's the greatest music.
Yeah.
I think it's the greatest music ever.
There was a Caribbean actor that got very, very big internationally. I don't know if everyone ever tell you look like him. Harry Belafonte.
I don't look like Harry Belafonte. Hey, people tell me I look like Barack Obama. I don't look like Barack Obama, man. Please, Harry Belafonte. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
now
you ever look like him. Yeah.
Now I won't be able to get out of this room because my head is going to be swelled up, right? And because when you say that, I start thinking about the movies.
Oh yes,
that he was in.
Yes.
Okay, and the strong character that he always portrayed.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And I see the slap. And I forgot the movie. I see him eating dinner.
Yes.
With the white wife and the white family.
Yes.
Those are just. Yeah, when you miss it, it's like, wow. Man, that's incredible.
Because, for me, like, even just hearing you talk about going to school in New York and your light skin had to come into play where they're like, yo, this dude right here got to go. He looked too good. He can't be light skinned, all this, going to take all our girls,
No, man.
I know school was one of those things where kids never really was a big fan of. There's the girls that love the light-skinned kids, but then there's the guys that are like, man, this dude. Yeah. Anytime you show up, this dude right here, man.
See, okay, I'm going back to, elementary school, right?
Yeah.
I was never the guy to get the girls.
No?
No, man, because again,
wow.
How can I say this? It unfortunately, again, haves and have-nots.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
If I were middle class, I'm sure the girls will all, and I can't say for all the girls,
right?
They would look at me differently.
Yeah.
Okay. If I was lighter than I am, they would look at me different.
Right.
If I was darker than I am, they would look at me different.
Right.
Okay. So all of those things, economics, socioeconomics, skin color, sex, all of even religion, all of those things played a role in our development. But we just didn't realize it at the time because we were just innocent kids, okay, evolving, okay, through our experiences in the communities that we lived and in the home that we were raised in.
Right.
Okay. That was what impacted us, and that's what made us.
Right.
Okay. Because when we went to the project, my mother moved to the project. When we moved to the projects, there were a lot of gangs.
Okay.
Okay. But we were kids. We're like, hey, we just want to be part of something.
Yeah.
So just to be part, you join these organizations, not knowing the larger, the larger impact.
Okay.
Or the larger stigma.
Right.
So
I'm going to put you in a situation. We got 2 events happening, 2 concerts. Temptations, Jackson 5. You can only go to one of them.
Temptations.
Ooh!
And the reason why is because they're more mature, all right? They're more mature.
Yes.
And also, if you were to say, how about in elementary school, I would say, oh, absolutely, the Jackson 5.
Right,
But now, in my graduation in the 6th grade, okay, people around the world join hands, join the Love Train. You remember that song?
Yeah.
I thought that was the Temptations or the Spinners. I think it may be the Temptations.
Yeah.
So that song is rooted in my mind.
Okay.
About unity.
Yes.
About coming together.
Right.
And that's the kind of music that was being created during that time period.
Yeah.
It was all about love.
Right.
Okay. Or all about anti-war.
Right.
Anti, things that were not good for society.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
So we're going to go hip hop now. Fugees, Wu-Tang.
Oh, that's terrible. Hey, sorry, Wu-Tang, but I have to go with the Fugees. Yeah, the Fugees. Yeah. Oh, man.
Wu-Tang fans, hey. You got to understand, he does have a little Haiti too, so.
Oh, man.
Got to show some love.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He Cliff. I'm like, oh, man. And he, if I remember correctly, he was the first artist to ever to go to Kennedy. Kennedy Arsenal.
Yes.
And to me, that's just like, the Mount Everest of success when it comes down to music.
Right.
Especially that type of music going to a concert hall that's more known for orchestras.
Right.
So, hey.
What was your favorite food?
Wycliffe, huh?
What was your favorite food?
My favorite food. I was gonna say pad thai noodles. I just had
pad thai noodles.
Salmon with pad thai noodles. Yeah.
Salmon with pad thai noodles. I don't know if I've ever had that.
I'll take it back. It was chicken pad thai.
Okay.
And I had another dish of salmon. That was very good. But because you asked, right now that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
As opposed to my favorite food, because my favorite food would be whatever my mother made when we were growing up.
Wow. I love that. I love that.
And then waking us up, or better yet, waking me up in the morning, okay, to stir the pot.
Right.
So the thing would not burn at the bottom.
Yeah.
Although when you had the hard thing in the bottom, that was like a specialty to us. It tasted really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
That's beautiful.
Man.
Now, we're in the closing hour right now. For individuals, businessmen that are, as busy as you are, what encouragement can you give them on mentoring or becoming a mentor?
Okay.
What does that look like?
Well, I encourage everybody to mentor others. And also, just like a parent, okay, a business owner, people are watching.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Watching your success.
Yes.
Watching how you treat others. Most important.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So when you mentor, you're passing on those great qualities.
Come on.
Okay, that God instilled in you,
definitely,
and the community instilled in you.
Yes.
So I think mentoring, again, I was mentored when I was growing up in New York City.
Right.
That's why I mentioned John Simon.
Right.
He mentored me.
Yeah.
I mean, he had me reading books that I had never dreamed of.
Right.
Okay, he had a group of us.
Yeah.
And that same group, we're still together. We talk to each other once a month or so.
Right.
My best friend is still part of that group, and he lives in LA.
Right.
And he's going to be probably coming down here to say, hey, Victor, man, I'll come from LA to Florida to be with you for a month to help you with your campaign.
I love that.
I mean, those are special relationships that you're blessed with, and you continue, and they go through struggles, you go through struggles. They help you when you need help, you help them when you need help. And that's also the same thing as mentoring.
Right.
Because not every child is born with a father or a mother.
Right.
Not every child is born with, hands and visually and able to feel and touch and everything else.
Right.
So anytime anyone offers something else,
Right.
It's a blessing.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. And just, I know from you guys hearing Mr. Victor speak, you guys can already tell what kind of individual he is. So as we closing out right now, tell them a little bit on the reason why, you know, for you even running for the district you're running, to be a part of the congressional office and stuff like that. Where can they look for you to make sure that they make sure your name is the one they're ticking in August? Because that's in August, yes?
Right. So August 18th is the primary. And so then they can look me up at votearias.us.
Okay.
Votearias.us. And the us,
Votearias.us,
I'm just making sure the us is votearias.us because it's not about me.
Right.
It's about all of us.
Yes.
Because everybody is struggling.
Definitely.
Nationally, everybody's struggling.
Oh, definitely.
If groceries are so expensive, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, gas is
gas
crazy.
is brutal.
All right.
Yes, it's brutal already. Yeah.
And we're paying for things and we're stressed.
Oh yeah.
When it's not, we don't have to be stressed.
Right.
Okay? And then when you're targeted, this whole thing about revenge and going after people. I mean, that's not
exhausting.
It's exhausting and it's not necessary.
Right.
Yeah. Killing people. Yeah. That's not necessary.
It's not. It's totally not.
So I'm just here to try to help.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Trying to help.
You guys hear that now. How can they find you outside of that? How can they find you, period?
I usually go to a lot of different places.
Okay.
So what I try to do is on my website, I put locations where I'm going to be.
Okay.
So they can show up to those locations and even ask questions and meet me. Okay. Because I was just blessed to have, we made it. We got 2,700 petitions signed by registered voters.
Yes.
So that means that my name is going to be on the ballot August 18th.
Yes, your name will be.
That means that I don't have to pay $11,000 to get on the ballot.
Right.
Because I worked by meeting people, shaking hands.
Oh, definitely. You're out here.
Right. And I'm trying my best, and I want to meet everybody that's in District 19.
Beautiful. I can say, guys, he will be an amazing choice, and you already got my vote. So it's a beautiful thing.
Much.
And that's your own website. That's the Victor. Okay.
Yes.
So you guys hear that right there. For things that are happening right now in Southwest Florida and out where people are like, okay, what would you encourage them to do or go? Like, if they said I'm bored on a weekend or whatever, what would you say to them?
There's a lot to do. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
So we're going to be celebrating our soldiers.
Yes. Yes.
My father-in-law was a Korean veteran. He's 91 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. I thank him every day.
Beautiful.
For not just for his daughter, but also for the work that he's done and the example that he's been.
Yes.
So we should be out there, young or old, whether you have a family member or not who served in the military. Right. We should be celebrating them.
Yes, we should be.
And again, and there are also a lot of organizational events that are happening that are coming up. And I believe tomorrow I probably will be in a couple of different places.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I love that.
So,
I love that. I love that.
Get involved.
Get involved.
And knowing who you're going to vote for.
Yes.
Don't just vote or check. I'm doing everything that I can to be out there so people can know who I am.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to put up $5 million or $3 million or $1 million.
Right.
Okay. Because I have 2 kids at that university. They're going to university.
Oh yeah.
And you got to pay. That is a priority.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So then here, what we're doing is grassroots.
Yes.
Everybody's getting involved.
I love that.
Because there's no way that we can win without everybody's involvement.
Yes, this is true. This is true. And people, you want to vote for someone that is for you and for you best. I'm just saying. So this is a beautiful thing. Listen, man, I'm so excited you came on the show today, man. I appreciate you. Listen, guys, there you have it. Until our next episode where we have another decorative guest right here at EAS Club. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in and downloading this episode of Stories to Create. We appreciate you being part of this growing community of storytellers and listeners. If today's conversation inspired you, please share the show with friends, family, or anyone who could use a little motivation in their journey. A special thank you to our sponsors, EHAS Organization, Cornell Bunting LLC, and Nostril Cheese Chase for supporting the mission and making this podcast possible. To learn more about our work, upcoming projects, and how you can get involved, be sure to visit www.cornellbunting.com. Until next time, keep creating, keep growing, and remember, your story has power.